This mic. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Unpopular Review. It's another top five edition, and you're getting a great duo here. You're getting the Hut Found. I gotta look this way, right? No, this way. We're getting the Hut Foundation. You got Bad Guy Jack joined with the leader of the Knox clan, the King Knoxer himself, Mike Knox. Mike Knox, what's going on, my friend?
What's going on this evening, man? Top five, top five, top five, top five, top five. No Booker T. Top five. However, this is a difficult one, and some might find a little bit, things that make you do that noise. However, these are the top five matches that supposed to have ended people's careers. Right. So we decided to go with it and said, hey, 2 cheers in a bucket. Y'all know the rest, especially if you're from New York. So what's going on, buddy? How you doing tonight?
I am great. It's great to work with you here. And I agree. When it came to this subject, I actually had to Google like matches to refresh in my memory because I said, this is interesting. But what is not the concept, but what are the qualifications for this? Mm-hmm. And I think we did a great job coming up with some really great matches. And I look forward to, I don't want to spoil too much and pull back too much of the curtain here, but it seems like we both have the same list. But it's going to be interesting to see where we put them at. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this top five.
Let's get in.
Real homework, though. By the way,
it actually was, and which I didn't appreciate coming off of surgery a week ago. But we're here, and I'm here, and let's talk about it. What you got?
All right, for my number five, right? When I was looking up at this lineup of matches, let me.
Because it's definitely going to be which order we have them in and why we have them in said order. But I think we roughly, as I'm looking in the studio right now, I think we roughly got the same ones. I think you have 3 different ones than I do. So
okay, no, that's cool. That means see, that's why we are the Hart Foundation. So whoever's the current tag team champs, gotta watch their back. But for my number 5, I went with Dolph Ziggler and The Miz, No Mercy 2016. Apologies that this picture wasn't big enough. My phone lied to me. But I went with this match. This match had a really good story into it. I was talking to the executive one earlier, and he mentioned he was glad that this match was mentioned because I read my list to him. And he said he was really glad that this match was mentioned because it was a really good story. Dolph Ziggler, who, I don't know if the word over, I don't want to abuse the word over, but he had a lot of people in his corner. A lot of people really wanted the. He was a Dolph Ziggler fan.
I am a Dolph Ziggler fan. Dolph Ziggler is tied for 4th in my T-shirt list of 75 plus T-shirts I have of most T-shirts that I've paid for.
Hey, all right, okay, so you definitely a Dolph fan.
Yeah, Hill Ziggler. When he changed that hashtag to Hill Ziggler on Twitter, boom. Even before then, I was a fan. But when he did that, sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. There you go.
Well, you said Miz and him, so you knew all of a sudden EC was going to like him anyway. You said Miz.
Okay, right. I didn't even put those 2 and 2 together. But I thought this match was really good. I thought it was a great storytelling. I thought the near falls in here was good. There was a few times. Now, I off rip was like, because anytime you hear that, I feel like that gives away the match, right? Mm-hmm. Lose and leave town, your career is mine, all that stuff. But there was still spots where it looked like everything was going against Dolph. A few near falls where he said, maybe he's really going to lose. And The Miz too, I just wanted to throw out, he brought back the Spirit Squads. That's a great way to mess up your mind because I'm pretty sure Dolph Ziggler do not want to remember the male cheerleader.
Mikey!
Yeah, Mikey, and we are the Spirit Squad. Yes.
I was a fan of the Spirit Squad too, by the way. Don't judge me.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Did you like Bring It On, the movie?
No, I couldn't stand it, but it's been brought in.
Okay, that's hilarious. You couldn't stand it. Okay. I like the first one. When they started to make all these other spin-offs, it really started to make me mad. But not to take up too much time, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, No Mercy 2016.
For me, my number 5, gotta take it back in the day when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. True story. 2 of my favorites of all time. I got to say that on every show because if I don't say it, I'm going to disappoint the executive consultant that I have to always say greatest of all time. So since that's my name, I should just start putting Mike, greatest of all time, Knox. Okay. Like Malik El DeBarge, right? Greatest of all time that did it, y'all. So listen, for me, number 5 on my list, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, WrestleMania 7, Sensational Sherry turns on Macho Man at the end, comes out, Queen Miss Elizabeth comes out to save the day and save the Macho Man. This match was not the greatest match from these two. As we know, Warrior hasn't been known for having the greatest matches per se. However, I thought the storyline going into it, as far as a WWE career was concerned, this was the last match from the Macho Man, Randy Savage. So my number 5, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, that whole sensational Sherry, Miss Elizabeth dynamic and how that turned, how she came out to rescue him and save him after all the years of him, pretty much abusing Miss Elizabeth, I just thought was a perfect climax to their relationship. Again, when not only in the 80s was Luke and Laura one of the most popular couples in television, but the Macho Man and Randy Savage's wedding at WrestleMania was one of the greatest of all time. Yes, I do. Loved it. That's my number 5, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I can imagine at the time, like when you was watching it, like you mentioned that the match wasn't, and sometimes honestly too, it's not the match, it's the story. It's the story that captivated us and whatnot.
Wrestling is storyline.
Hello. Say it a little louder for the people who just woke up just woke up here. I was gonna say this morning.
Welcome to storyline. Got stuck in my gut when I do that. I had abdominal surgery, so a little hard to yell.
Don't worry, you can leave the yelling to me. I will.
Gotcha.
I got. See, that's why we're the tag team. That's what we do. I give you the hot tag, and you do the. I do the hot tag, and you just take out all the not baby faces, because we're the baby faces here. Everyone's a heel.
Everybody's a heel.
Everybody's a heel. For my number 4, great pick by the way. For my number 4, I got to go with. Let me go in this picture thing. Okay, my computer's working with me. This is fantastic. I'm hoping. Okay, cool. I'm sorry, the thing threw me off. For my number 4, I went with Triple H, Cactus Jack. I feel like I stole.
I'm sorry, that's my picture.
I stole your picture. I apologize. I feel like I revealed. I apologize. I messed up. But we're gonna go with that. Was a great picture, by the way, for being laid out like that. But I gotta go with that by number 4. Once again, the story, Cactus Jack. Yes, that's totally my picture. You know it's mine because look how short it is, and look how Triple H is in such fear. I would be in fear too if somebody had a 2x4 and it's on fire
with barbed wire.
With barbed wire. I'm sorry, and there's more.
Either way, that's still better than that Texas Chainsaw Massacre match I saw last night on AEW. So you're still winning,
bro. I did not even watch that. All I know is, you know what someone said about that match? They said this gives RoboCop feels. But this match did not give RoboCop feel. This match, story. I mean, you had to, if you're around our age, I mean, you know the story. Cactus Jack, Triple H, they were having a feud. They were feuding for months actually. Because I say Cactus Jack, but I forget also too he was Mick Foley. I mean, Mankind. Then reverted to Cactus Jack, and Triple H beats him at the Royal Rumble. Triple H is like, I'm tired of you. And Cactus is like, I want another shot. Well, Triple H is like, well, we do this. We're going to do Hell in a Cell. Well, I don't know which one. I think it was Cactus who said, we're going to do Hell in a Cell. Then Triple H threw out, well, then your career is on the line. And, I mean, people were behind Mick Foley in this match. Mick Foley doesn't get the job done. Triple H was, I got to say, 2000 Triple H as a heel, man. I don't know the words. He was untouchable, but I mean, the guy. I didn't like the guy when I was a kid. I didn't like him as a kid. I just said, "Damn, he just keep winning." And I also said that about The Rock because I was a Chris Jericho kid growing up, so I was annoyed easily because Jericho lost a lot for me. But Cactus Jack, Triple H, No Way Out, Hell in a Cell, 2000 is my number 4.
Since we're naming people that we couldn't stand,
like,
who couldn't stand The Rock? Well, people would say Mike Knox. Who couldn't stand Stone Cold Steve Austin? Me. That's who. Couldn't stand Stone Cold because he went against all my guys. Went against Shawn Michaels. Went against Bret Hart. He went against The Rock. He went against Triple H. So as far as I'm concerned, Stone Cold can kick rocks. But his retirement match against The Rock, the great one, the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, WrestleMania 19, to finish off their epic career, their epic matches. I am one who also says that I think Rock and Triple H had a better storyline and a better, matches than this. However, I could not go without giving this just as my number 4. A storyline was great, but again, the in-ring work is why these two matches are where they are. Storyline wise, I think Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man with Ultimate Warrior should be up a little bit higher. And this, obviously, the backdrop. Remember, we used to get those vignettes. These were epic at these time. The Bionic Redneck versus The Rock. Great story told in their whole careers. But my number 4, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock from WrestleMania 19.
And you know what's interesting about that pick? And it's funny, once again, EC name drop here. No one knew that was going to be his last match at all. Like, no one knew that. No one knew that going into it. And if there's any way to go out losing to The Rock at WrestleMania, and there was that story, right? I'm sorry.
Well, Rock, first time Rock beat him at WrestleMania.
Yeah, the only time, yeah. And so that's a really great pick. For my number 3, so once again, I was doing homework and I needed to some matches to re-jog my memory. And I was surprised that this counted as a career-ending match. But I thought this match was great, and if there's any opportunity to talk about this match, I will. So we're going to talk Money in the Bank 2011, one Collision Punk against Jonathan Cena. Yeah, see what I did there? That was funny. Thank you. This match was great. The match was really, really great. And I guess I can see why this fits in career ending, because Punk's contract was coming up. His contract was up after 12 in midnight. And he was out of WWE. He pretty much won the championship and left. I mean, obviously he came back. I wish that they didn't bring him back so quickly, but that's for another show. But these guys went out there and killed it. They went out there and created magic. That was such a magical match. The story, the match, everything was just, I feel like everything was on a 10. The audience, you know, like I don't think I say that enough when I do these reviews, that the crowd makes the match, the show. And to see that crowd just all for Punk, they were like, they were cheering for CM Punk. John Cena, and it's my, I don't know if it's you know, I think that's one nice thing. Because in one of the 2Ks, you know, he comes out, he has the belt up, and he have his head down, and everything. But that might be one nice stand. I forget. But I'm just saying that
was one nice stand.
I just think that's one of my favorite John Cena entrants, because it's just he's just going out there to go to war. I thought these guys delivered. I thought these guys really put on one hell of a show, and I'm going to put that as my number 3. CM Punk, John Cena, Money in the Bank 2011. Fantastic.
Well, spoiler alert. You already told them what mine was because you put my picture up. So it's okay. I digress, because what tag teams do is that we continue to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. You hear me, Steven? You hear me, Christopher? You don't want none of this, okay? Do you have no Stefan or Kels to help you out this time around, baby? Okay, my number 3, Cactus Jack versus Triple H. 2000 Triple H is goated. Will always be goated. I love Triple H. I'm a Triple H smart, and I always have and always will not ever be a fan of the characters of Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, none of the above for me, okay? But this match, you have to give him credit. You have to respect him for what he did in his career, and that much I do. And what he did for his body in wrestling is unparalleled in professional wrestling, in my opinion. This man literally put his life on the line repeatedly for something that he loves, and that's to get a pop out of fans like you and me. My number 3, No Way Out, 2000. They had their wrestle matches, which I thought personally that Royal Rumble was a better match at Royal Rumble 2000. But this one you just thought there's no way he's going back on the top of this cage. Oh, he did. Oh, there's no way he's going to get thrown off it again. Oh, no. He gets thrown through the cage and then crashes through the floor.
That was wild.
And the best part about it is when he falls through the cage, the chair comes on top of him and busts him in the mouth. And chickens go flying every places. You cannot script this way. And I'm sorry, in the words of JR's barbecue sauce, some idiots at home saying, watch he learn how to fall this way. No, he cannot fall this way. Number 3, give it to me all day. You see it. Earl Hebner's in the ring.
And even look at the ring. And real quick, I mean, great job that you picked. First off, That's literally me when I wake up in the morning. How Mick Foley's all laid out like that. I just want to throw that out there. But that fall it was the fall that broke that ring, right? Because there was that dent in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that match was wild as hell. Wild as hell. Shout out to you. That was a great number 3. So I'm gonna go to my number 2, and I just looked at a thing, and I realized we are going to both have the same thing. So it's great
for 2 and 1.
Yeah, 2 and 1. Let me make sure. Yeah, 2 and 1 is the same. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, in that case, take a
commercial
break.
Let's do a commercial break. Fantastic.
And we'll be right back, y'all. Hope we don't get kicked off the internet for doing things we ain't supposed to do, people. We'll be right back, y'all.
There we go. Charmaine. Is Ricochet facing Logan Paul at SummerSlam? Yes, that's what they're building towards, Charmaine. No doubt about it. Whether you want to see it and the wrestling community wants to see it is another story. But obviously, there's going to be a lot of spots here. And let's be real. Logan Paul's been taking some heavy L's the last few times you've seen him at pay-per-views.
This match is going to be one that's not for your technical wrestlers, but it's going to be a lot of spots in this match. I think it's going to be very entertaining.
It's going to be a spectacle. It's going to be a spectacle. You're going to see these guys flying all over the ring. You're going to see them just do all these amazing feats. And I just wanted to piggyback on something you were saying, BDC. It was about Ricochet, Logan. He's been taking a lot of L's. That's what they have Ricochet in there for. Ricochet is somebody that he could take the L. I mean, I didn't mean to say it like that. I mean,
no, yes,
no, I didn't. No, just.
This man is totally in there to take an L. They said, Ricochet, make this man.
We need somebody to lose to Logan Paul, but still make him look good in the process.
Yeah, and Ricochet.
It's not going to be Dolph Ziggler. It's going to be Ricochet.
Dolph Ziggler?
Vince got on the phone like, Ricochet, I need you to do me a favor, buddy. Listen, pal, you're going to make Logan Paul look like $1 million here, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you messed that up all up. First of all, he called and said, hey, how would you like to actually be on a PLE card in the one-on-one match?
Oh, my goodness.
And we are back here on Unpopular Reviews Wrestling's Top 5. Make sure you check out some of our shows we have. That is the wrestling show. We air that live around the 10 o'clock hour during Raw, so that we get a little bit of Raw feedback and some of our own feedback from Raw. That show was made up because some people didn't like the way Kevin Patrick commentated. And now he's been moved to SmackDown. So we're going to do about that. And also make sure you guys come back here tonight to Unpop Review Entertainment for episode 2 and 3 recap of MTV The Challenge USA 2. First time your MTV favorites are featured on CBS. And vice versa. And man, great first show done by. I was in the hospital that day. Actually had my surgery, but it couldn't stop me. I still was able to be in the chat room, being an annoying pest that I can be. But you had the crew hold me down with the beautiful Captain Shakespeare, and your Grand Poobah himself holding us down, the Rook, when it comes to the challenge. But right now he's like a sophomore. So make sure you guys check it out tonight, immediately following the Challenge USA episode 2. But we are back. We are here. We have done our top 5 so far. And just a little bit of recap, if you will, so to speak. For me, my number 5 was WrestleMania 7, Warrior career-ending match versus Macho Man Randy Savage. Sensational Sherry turns on Macho Man Savage. Out comes Miss Elizabeth to save the day. Number 4, the Bionic Redneck Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on the most electrifying man in all of entertainment. WrestleMania 19, Fine gets his first win as another career-ending match. And then my number 3, Hell in a Cell. Cactus Jack thought he could finally do it, but he didn't have the ability to come over 2,000 Triple H because no one could, not even God. All right. And there you go for my recap. What you got for yours? You get to remind the public out there what we had.
Number 5, I should have put it in order like how you did. He did a fantastic job. But for my number 5, I had Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz, No Mercy 2016. Number 4, I have Cactus Jack versus Triple H, No Way Out 2000. And for number 3, I have one Collision Punk against John Cena, Money in the Bank. 2011. I'm sorry, I should throw off the year.
And I think you said we both have 2 and 1 together.
Quick, before we do that, we see our homegirl Charmaine. She says my top 5 is Shawn Michaels. I think she meant to say Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
3, she has Triple H versus
Mick.
Oh, Mick Foley. Okay. And
John Cena versus The Rock.
Was that career ending?
No, it was just called one in a lifetime. It became two in a lifetime, and probably
Yeah,
two and a half in a
we were very
lifetime.
much lied to. Dwayne has lied to me a lot. I went to go see Black Adam. I didn't think that was bad, but I realized it was bad once he revealed that he was the reason Goldberg came into WWE in 2003. So now I look at that movie as horrible. I hold grudges, and I'm not ashamed to say that. So for number two, I'm going to say, and then
Just bring it,
for number two.
So the Rock
I'm
said
not
to
gonna lie,
you,
even at 50, I am petrified of the Rock. that man, I would not touch that man. But for number two, and I think you should take over, but I'll say it. WrestleMania 26, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. Why don't you take the floor first, and I'll go after, sir?
a lot of people believe the better match was 25. That was heaven versus hell. Let me rephrase that. I think that was the better match, heaven versus hell, WrestleMania 25. But everyone touts this as being one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time, one of Shawn Michaels' best matches of all time. Between these two, it was career versus streak, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. I mean, here go two grizzled veterans that continue to defy logic, to be honest with you. This is some of the reasons why, as wrestling fans, it's real to me, damn it. People still are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for professional wrestling because of matches and storylines like that one told us. For my money, it can't be my number one because my number one, I think, had a bigger impact on the business and just the match itself. I felt was better. And I'll tell you why I thought that was better, my number one. But we're going to share number two here, career versus streak. Michaels versus Taker.
I did want to add because I do, and there's a lovely gent in the chat, Christopher Harris, dressed up like the devil, and as you can tell by the picture. But WrestleMania 25 is definitely the superior match. It was hard to look. You're talking about the original against the sequel.
Yeah,
it's very hard. There's occasions where the sequel is better.
Rocky 2.
It's hard to top.
Terminator 2.
There we go.
Pacific Rim 2.
There we go.
Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2 was fun. They should have stopped after 3. I don't know. This is not a Toy Story thing, but why did they make a 4? But whatever. That's not what we.
There's a 5 coming, so it's okay.
That is awful. You're lying to me.
No, I wish I was. Woody and Bo Peep have a child. Make that make sense. What's your number? Give us your reason for your number 2 being shared with the universe with me.
I don't even know if I can continue anymore. But this one was my number 2 because the same reason that you picked. I don't want to say the same reason. So for my number 1, it was hard. It was hard for me to like. So when I make a list, right? Sometimes I already know what my 1, 2, and 3 is, right? And I'm like, do I put this or I put this? And for this match, it was good. It was really, really good. I think there was a story there. There was a story there. Forgive me, words. There was a story there. And these guys went out there and delivered. Once again, they could not top the original match for me. And I thought it was great. I thought it was great. Strong for the greatest career. Nah, I put that as number 2 because number 1 it's hard to top that.
I'm with you, but that's what makes lists unique is that it's that person's list. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this isn't like 1 + 1 is 3. Oh, brother, I'm sorry. 1 + 1 is 2. It's 3. No, that just means you're not your mama or daddy or your teachers you must have went to PW. What was it? PS 34? Must be one of those school districts.
PWI. I felt like that was what you was going to.
No, I was trying to write them New York schools. Is what I was doing.
You leave us New York schools alone.
Just saying. But you have any honorable mentions? I only have one.
I saw that you did, and please take the floor.
Actually, I have more than one. I have one doesn't get talked about a lot. Mm-hmm. Actually, I have 3. Raw, I think it was 93. Ric Flair versus Mr. Perfect. Last time you saw Mr. Perfect wrestle in a WWE ring. Okay. Also, growing up, never a big Piper guy at all. Never a big Adrian Adonis guy at all. But the story they were telling this match for them to end their match at WrestleMania, I thought was pretty damn good. Adrian Adonis, Roddy Piper. And then when I think everybody's most notable for, Trish Stratus winning the title against Lita at Unforgiven. This match to me was their best match. This match, along with their match they've had on Raw, is why a lot of wrestling fans call these two girls 1 and 2 as greatest of all time. To me, these girls, as great as this match was, can't touch today's wrestling crop. It's just, Dice always tells me, you act like the guys from yesteryear can't get surpassed. Well, the women have been surpassed. A lot of the men still are holding weight at being in the top list. But these women, in my opinion, have been surpassed. But at this time, they were the best in the business, no matter what company they were in my opinion. So this is my honorable mention goes to these two good ladies right here. Is why I made a picture for it and not the other two. You want to go first with why we have number one? You want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go with it because I feel like on my number 2, I couldn't follow up with the tremendous way that you put everything out. And shout out for you putting that because you know what I say every Monday when I see Becky get jumped by Trish and
thank you, Trish.
No, I say, where's Lita?
Oh,
where is Lita? Like, do you not care that your friend is getting her ass kicked? Whatever. This is not the Where's Lita podcast. I might make that a thing. Where is Lita? For number 1, please put the picture up here. For number 1, we both picked Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair. I mean, this story, that is a terrible picture. Why do you have a picture of Ric Flair's back? I don't want to see that.
Because you want to tell you why I picked the picture? You asked me a question because it's supposed to be the floor is supposed to be yours.
It is, but I'm going to ask you a question. Why am I looking at Ric Flair's back?
Because this is the moment he said, I'm sorry. I love you.
This match was so good. So this match, and probably one of Ric Flair's better matches. It's such a shame because after, okay, boom, let me just take the floor. These guys went out there and delivered. It's almost like, how can you not have a good match in the ring with Shawn Michaels, right? Ric Flair is much older. He's not the Ric Flair of old and all that stuff. But he's out there. He's hanging in there with him. And it's given this big field, this big fight field, if you will. Is Ric Flair going to retire? And I think everyone knew he was going to retire at WrestleMania 24, I believe this was, right? 24.
Yeah, it was in Orlando.
No, it was Florida. It was Florida. I don't know.
Right, I think it was Orlando, though. I think it was Orlando. The first time they were here because I didn't
go. And
these
guys went out there and they really put on a great match. And I even think the build up to it was fantastic. Ric Flair, he goes out on a Monday Night Raw and he says, for my WrestleMania opponent, I wanted to be Shawn Michaels. And he's sitting there and Shawn Michaels like, are you sure you want it to be me? Because, he's like, are you sure you want it to be me? Because, like, I'm going to pull the trigger. And Ric Flair's like, what, you don't think I can hang? And Christopher Harris says it was Orlando. Great job, because he knows locations. He knows all these little things and whatnot, right? But the story building to this was great. The match I thought was fantastic. The crowd was into it. I think the crowd was even emotional when you hit a 1, 2, 3. You mentioned it earlier about when Shawn, this spot I liked. He hit him with the sweet chin, right? The first time he hit him with the sweet chin, but he doesn't pin him. He looks at Ric Flair like it's a dead body. And, he runs away. Shawn is so good. I give Shawn Michaels hell because I'm a Bret Hart guy. So take that, Hickenbottoms. I feel good that I said that. Thank you. But, he hits him with the kick, but he sells it like he's so scared to pin him. And you see Ric Flair when he gets up. Old Yeller getting up. And he's doing like this.
You said you're going to say Old Yeller. But go ahead.
Old Yeller. And he gets up, and Ric Flair's boxing stance makes me feel confident in 5th grade because that is terrible. But you see Shawn Michaels says, I'm sorry, I love you. Hit him with he hits him with the kick, pins him. And I feel like after the match, the way he sold it and he's crying, Ric Flair's crying too because it doesn't take much for Ric Flair to cry. Or me, by the way, just to throw it out there because I'm a big crier myself. But, he sells it. That right there, that picture right there. Thank you for putting that up. That picture right there, him sitting there, just like having to hold the burden of being the one to put Ric Flair out. I just thought they told a really, really good story. Nonetheless, I thought the match was great too, but I can't mention enough how great the story was.
I'ma say it until I have no more vocal cords. I coined the phrase "the show for the intelligent wrestling fan" because I need wrestling fans to understand two of the biggest things in wrestling that holds wrestling fans back. One, hashtag death to dirt sheets. They will ruin professional wrestling. B, I don't care about if Charlotte's getting a divorce or not. Who cares? Number one, and most importantly, wrestling is storyline. There was no better storyline told at WrestleMania 24 than this one, in my opinion. The buildup, the lead in. I mean, yeah, I remember John Cena coming out with FAMU's band, but I remember watching Ric Flair come out there with that robe on and that pyro in that stadium. To me, this should have been the main event because, frankly, I don't remember shit else from this WrestleMania more than this moment. Not a fan of Ric Flair ever in my life, but will always respect Ric Flair because he is the nature boy, right? Without Ric Flair, a lot of wrestlers wouldn't have a career, including one Michael Hickenbottom, okay, who wanted to be Ric Flair. This match storyline just told so much. It tells so much. If you watch the Mike Knox show, which I know you guys do, you can check it out every single Monday at 6 o'clock p.m., wherever podcasts are sold, which are absolutely free. You can download and then watch us wherever you're watching that right now. I have that segment in my intro because it was that significant in wrestling. It may not have been the most technical match, but it was the most emotional match. One of the most emotional matches that I can remember at a WrestleMania. And there's a lot of them. There's been 39 WrestleManias, right? But this is one that will always live in infamy as a shining moment for him. And like you said, he kicks him. I love you. He gets the 1, 2, 3. He's in his ear, still talking to him, saying, I love you. And then at the end of the match, like I say, the after credits, if you will, that match will that you behind the curtain. That was supposed to have been Ric Flair's last match. Technically, no, it wasn't technically because Flair is Flair and wrestlers are wrestlers. The one thing I know about professional wrestlers is they're a little loco and they have to be to do what they do for a living. Yeah. But this should have been the final send off. It'd have been perfect. Magnifique. I loved it. My number one, your number one, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. Can't say enough.
Well said. I think you put the words even way better than I did. So fantastic, Mike Knox. And I mean, that's pretty much our top 5. We are interested in hearing your top 5.
That was the main event. Mayweather and Big Show.
No,
that's what it said.
No, Taker Edge was it? No, he was naming matches.
Oh, okay.
Taker Edge was the main event.
Okay.
But we're interested in hearing what your top 5 is. I mean, it's probably different from us. Tell us what you think about our top 5. Let's have a conversation about professional wrestling. Mm-hmm. That's a fun thing. Let's do that. And I just want to say real quick, because it's the end of the show. Like Mike Knox said earlier, we have so much content here on Unpopular Review. We have wrestling, we have entertainment, we're kind of bringing back gaming a little bit. Yes, there's going to be on Sunday Overcooked. I will be with Cedar Superior. We'll be playing Overcooked on Sunday. And what's also cool about gaming is then we reveal we do UPR battles on Instagram Live. We'll name the character that night, and then you guys can vote or give a suggestion of who should fight that character. It's a debate show. It's a good time. Mondays is my man's here right here. He has the Mike Knox show for the intelligent wrestling fans. We got the wrestling podcast, NXT, AEW. We're doing an Impact review show late tonight. Right now, I have Impact on right now as we speak, so I'm trying to look at that and do this at the same time. I am multitasking. Shout out to me. My man's right here, Mike Knox, is going to be doing the challenge. I look forward to watching that as well. And continue to subscribe to us.
With that being said, we're out of here, y'all.